Bushfire burning north of Perth is entering its fourth day burning at an emergency level. Hundreds of firefighters are trying to gain the upper hand on the blaze, which is threatening homes and lives. An emergency alert is in place for a 45-kilometre stretch of coast, including the towns of Two Rocks, Gilderton and Seabird. The inferno has ripped through 12,000 hectares, destroying one home and several structures as a heatwave grips the state. And let's have a look at the weather with the one and only meteorologist Rob Sharp, and we have a lot to talk about, and it's mainly about the heat, isn't it? Because we've had the heat wave across the western and northern parts of the country, and we're set to see temperatures get to about 50 or even more this week.
Yeah, that's right, Janie. We're going to see some really intense heat moving across southern and eastern parts of Australia in the coming week. There is an outside chance of 50 degrees. We'll probably see the peak at around 49, but the record for December Australia-wide is 49.5, and that could go in the coming week or so, but 50 degrees at some point during summer, I think we'll get there.
Udnadatta, you said?
Yeah, that's where the record temperature is, 50.7 degrees for Australia, and that could be broken during the summer at some point, only a slim chance.
A little brighter news on the eastern seaboard last night, some cooler conditions for our rural bushfire services to do some backburning and get containment lines in.
Yeah, that's right. We've had some reasonable conditions for New South Wales in the last couple of days. We will see the temperatures rise a little bit for tomorrow when we've got some severe fire dangers in the north of the state.
Yep.
But then the temperatures really get going into Thursday and then Saturday for New South Wales. That's the peak of the heat. And so we're going to look at some pretty dangerous fire weather on those days in particular. Thankfully, the winds at this stage don't look horrendous. And that's the main driver of fire. So severe, maybe extreme fire danger, but we're not looking at catastrophic despite the really hot weather.
But we're looking at extreme heat wave conditions in parts of the east as well, including Canberra. They could be getting an all-time record.
Yeah, Canberra's going to have an extreme heat wave. So that's the highest ranking from the Bureau of Meteorology for heat wave. That's going to cover much of South Australia, much of New South Wales and northern Victoria in the coming week. But for Canberra, their record December temperature is 39.2. Their record summer temperature is 42.2, and their forecast for Saturday is 43.
And then we flip the coin to Melbourne and parts of Tasmania as well. And the great Tiger Woods was joking with one of the journalists down there. He goes, yeah, will summer come up because it's been so cold?
Yeah, it's been a really chilly start to summer, particularly for Tasmania. We've just seen front after front after front rolling through there. We've got another front for today, for that matter, with a fair bit of rain for Tasmania, which is nice for them. But in terms of the heat, we will see some of the heat make it down into Tassie, but the bulk of it is going to stay over the mainland.
How was the air quality? The Australian Open, they had that horrendous day with the really bad smoke. Obviously, it's been affecting the eastern parts of the country. It has eased for some parts, but how's it looking over the next few days? Yeah,
so the last few days in Sydney have been a fair bit better, but that smoke has to be somewhere, and it's been over inland parts of New South Wales and a little bit further north as well, but it will come back into Sydney for tomorrow morning, I would think. Then it will be flushed out again, and then it will turn again later during the week, and particularly on some of those really hot days, I think they're going to be quite smoky as well.
And it really needs time and rain really to just get rid of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, we really just need heavy rain to put the fires out. Until the fires are out, we're just going to keep on having the smoke plaguing eastern parts of New South Wales.
What about the northern parts of the country? Are we seeing any indication at all of the monsoon, any cyclones, anything like that?
Unfortunately, not really. We're just still looking at those build-up conditions for northern parts of Australia. It's exceptionally hot in Darwin. They've had a record number of days over 35 this month, and they, in fact, had at least 10 at my last count in a row above 35 degrees, which is a new record for any time of the year for Darwin. So we've really got some intense heat in the north, and that's going to linger until we see the monsoon rains, which at least a month off, I'd say.
And just quickly, those supercell storms that we had in the southeast of Queensland this week, are we going to see any more over the next few days, or is that all fizzled out?
There's an outside chance of some decent storms today in northern New South Wales and southeast Queensland, but nothing like what we've seen in the last few days, where we've had giant hail greater than 12 centimetres in diameter, like melon-sized hail in parts of Australia recently. So nothing like that in the next couple of days. The storms are going to die out and it's going to be generally dry, unfortunately. Yeah.